There's nothing else to do. You roll. There's no other actual action. And the only thing that has to happen is whether or not you stop rolling.
Can you just, give maybe a quick, like 1 or 2 minutes of insight on that, on the importance of really putting in the work? I know it's a message you drill all the time, but maybe it's new to the audience here, of just how important it is to like not expect your first sales call to be the same results as somebody else's 1,000th sales call, that kind of thing.
Everyone sabotages themselves simply based on expectations. I mean, that's it. Like what it comes down to is people sabotage themselves because they think that they should be more successful than they are, independent of a realistic assessment of what they have done. And so they take 2 sales calls and say, I didn't close anyone. And either I suck at sales or this isn't for me. If someone else were to tell you they spent 2 hours, quote, and they haven't even read a book on sales, they haven't done anything, right? Studying sales and said they weren't good, why would you expect them to be? Or if I used a different example, if someone spent 2 hours studying Spanish and couldn't speak Spanish, would you be surprised by that? Would you feel like it was reasonable for them to expect that they would be proficient in Spanish? Of course not, right? And so for some reason, we apply these unrealistic expectations simply because we see someone who's at the same age as us. And so the way that I likened it, I came up with an analogy that I really like, which is the story of the dice. So let's say you and a friend, right, are both given a die, right, a many-sided die. And so let's say one of you has a 20-sided die and the other one of you has a 200-sided die. On your die, only one side is green. The other sides are red. Both of you. The catch is no one knows how many sides each person has. The rules of the game are simple. If you roll and you hit red, you can pick up and you can roll again. If you hit green, you make a sale. And every time you roll a green, the die that you have shrinks aside, which means that your probability increases with the next roll. So you start playing the game and you realize that there have been people who've been playing this game since time began. And there have been people who've been playing this game for 30 years. People have been playing this game for 10 years. But you don't know how long anyone's been playing. All you see is the size of their die. But you don't know if they started at 5,000 or you don't know if they started at 3. The size of the die is related to your natural talent, your natural proclivities, the things that you're born with, right? The experiences that you had that got you to that point. But what action do you take? You roll. There's nothing else to do. You roll. There's no other actual action. And the only thing that has to happen is whether or not you stop rolling. That's it. The success is simply simply predicated on your ability to hit red, pick up the die, and roll again. But you looking at everyone else's size of die, you don't know how long they played, and you also don't know their natural talent. So they could have been smaller because they've been playing a long time, or it could have been smaller because they had natural talent. But the thing is if you and your friend went in, as the story goes to conclude it, your friend rolls a couple of times, and he quits, and he sees you hit green, and then he gets more and more frustrated every time you hit green, even though his roll is completely independent from yours. And he doesn't know that he actually has a 20-sided die, and you had the 200-sided die.
Holy shit, dude. So roll the dice.
Yeah, there's only one action. You roll the dice. And so if you're on a limited, so here's an interesting one. It's a risk-adjusted return. It's a concept I like a lot. So Jeff Bezos says, if you have a 10% chance of 100 times payout, you should take that bet every time, right? You go to a casino, 100 times payout for a 1 on 10 bet. Why wouldn't you? You bet 10 times and you're going to hit 100, statistically, you'd hit 100 at one point, right? It'd be worth it. Right. What if, to make it a more realistic example, what if you had $100 and the minimum bet was 25? Now do you take the bet? What if the minimum bet's 50? So you only have 2 rolls, but the risk-adjusted return is there, but you only have 2 rolls. What do you do? That is the reality for most people right now. They know that if they play long enough, they will eventually win. Or hopefully they believe that, right? But they only have a certain amount of plays in them. And so that's why it's my belief that you just take a percentage, not an absolute amount, take a percentage of your income and say, this is what I'm willing to spend. This is what I'm willing to roll on learning the skills. Because right now there is no university for acquisition. This is what I'm hoping to build. You'll see it's one of my projects that I'm doing on the side, but there's no school for this, right? And so the school that everyone has to go through is the thing that no one's willing to do, which is you have to risk. And if you don't like risking, then entrepreneurship is probably not for you. You have to be comfortable with uncertainty.
Yeah.
And so
do it over a sustained enough period of time to get, to hit on those bets.
And I think that might be a good point to wrap, to bring everything around on. So the single greatest thing that I can hopefully convey to the audience that has been given me the greatest peace of mind, the joy that you referenced earlier, is looking at people who are billionaires, not millionaires, and listening to how they talk and how they think. And there's plenty of universal things they have in common. But one of the ones that I noticed that was most significant for me was the extension of the time horizon.
Yes.
Which is, if I extend my goal, let's say it's make $1 million a year. And let's say I give myself a decade to hit that. I would probably come up with a very different plan than if I wanted to be a millionaire in 90 days. Mm-hmm. And of course, millionaire versus millionaire, $1 million in revenue are completely different, but like, let's leave that aside for a second, right? But the plan that I would set for a decade would probably be very reasonable. And the likelihood that I would achieve it would be very high. And even moreover, I would probably achieve it before the decade was over, probably much sooner, simply because of the shift in my perspective. Mm-hmm. And because I wouldn't put this undue pressure on myself and not jump from opportunity to opportunity because this isn't happening, quote, fast enough. Mm-hmm. And what ends up happening is when people are starting out, they're looking for arbitrage opportunities. They're looking for something that's quick money. But the thing is, there's so many ways to make reliable money. And if you can go in those things, then it goes from get rich quick to get rich for sure. And if it were up to me, I'd always rather play the ladder. And so that's been the biggest gift that I've had. And if you can extend your time horizon, the question isn't whether someone gets rich, but if they stay rich, right? It's not whether they make money, but whether they keep money, they keep making money. So if someone says they, skyrocketed to $1 million webinar, cool. Well, what are you doing next year? The year after that, and year after that, are you growing? Because I would much rather have something that I know grows 20% a year indefinitely than something that grows by 3x and then tanks by 50% and it goes up by, you know what I mean? Like just the wildness that tends to accompany internet marketing compared to true business.
Yeah. Do you think, last question I have, Alex, do you think that most people, and that was super profound, that's going to definitely be a highlight clip on the gram, we'll send that to you. Do you think that the ultimate, in the online space at least, do you think that the ultimate thing to sell is something that helps people in a certain context make money? Because other products could help you get fit or help you do stuff. There's a sort of limit to scaling that. But would you say, at least in a general sense, that helping people make money there's the most, as long as you have the experience, credibility, and results, that is the most longevity and sustainable type of training, type of business in the internet marketing space, or not necessarily?
Thank you so much for enjoying this video. And if you found this content valuable, uplifting, and inspiring to take your life and your business to the next level, then I have some exciting news for you. Because the Passionate Few Academy officially launched our brand new on-demand training that you can access absolutely free at www.tpfacademy.com. Right there, you'll learn the #1 way to grow your personal brand or business brand online fast. The same way I've learned from interviewing some of the most successful people on the planet right here on the show who've done exactly that. So again, don't forget to check it out, www.tpfacademy.com. I promise you'll be blown away. And also, don't forget, there's 3 ways you can connect with me further. #1, you can text me absolutely free at the number on the screen right now and send me your most pressing life, business, or branding question, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. #2, if you'd like to be interviewed on the show, you can actually apply right now in the description below and apply to share your incredible story, brand, or business right here with an audience of potentially millions of people, the same way we've helped experts, entrepreneurs, and authors just like you. And don't forget, that opportunity comes with the ability to partner with us and help feed 1 million people through our partnership with Feeding America. Again, you can click the link in the description below titled Interview Application to find out more. And last but not least, #3, if you'd like to get consulting from our team and work with you to help you grow your personal brand or business brand, no matter what industry you're in, we can do that by simply filling out the questionnaire in the description below titled Consulting Application. And if our team thinks that you'd be a great fit, who knows, you may just be invited to work with us to help you take your business to the next level. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for enjoying this video. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you never miss an episode. And until next time, live strong, live with passion, and I'll see you in the next inspiring video.